Remember how we mentioned last week during Goals and Choices that sometimes the choices we make or the choices others have made definitely affects how things work in the future. Consideration that that affects your finances, right? So this game is going to show you how that works.
Your child is covered by the state, but you aren't. So what do you want?
The gold plan.
Yeah.
Hide it?
I just
Yeah.
feel
As
like
evidence,
that
yeah.
decision is gonna come back.
It's gonna come back. It's only $25. That's worth it. Okay.
Yay. What do you want to do?
No
No,
cigarette.
Say
Cigarette.
no. Say no.
Uh,
drive away. You can't.
about that,
Drive away.
Yeah.
yeah, keep driving.
Car insurance.
You already crashed the car though.
Right.
Oh, I thought you crashed somebody else's car.
There's $400. You got the money. Too bad.
You know, tooth pain is one of the worst pains on this earth,
Bro,
right?
we don't have
Facts,
the
bro.
money. It's not even a choice.
1 in 4 Americans don't have dental insurance without coverage. Putting off basic care can mean emergency surgery as expensive. Dental work 800 to make this go away.
Buy a salad. Buy a salad.
Yeah, buy a salad. Yeah.
Nah, I don't got my wallet today. Sorry.
Nah, word. Nah, word.
What day did you make it up to? Like, how long did you last?
13, 14?
Okay, you made it 13 days, $116 left.
Yeah.
And how was that experience? Like, how was it trying to make it day to day?
It was really hard.
You did the warehouse worker, and y'all made it 13 days and ended with $116. Any takeaway?
Use your money wisely.
Plan for the future because we had this one choice where our car got broken and we didn't pay for the car insurance. So that ain't good. Next time we should pay for the car insurance. That's what I think.
Also talking to each other about insurance, health insurance, and the importance of it. And we were given a couple options of either just pay the $12 a month and not have to worry about it, take the risk of not having any insurance, or like have different certain amounts to pay for insurance whenever you go to the doctor.
We had like 750 in the bank. We were balling.
It gives you some consequences for the decisions of like not doing certain things that may be essential or being neglectful in things that you may feel like you couldn't afford in the moment, like car insurance. There's always going to be things with your finances that you may not be prepared for. How do I work with what I have and use it to the best of my ability? How do I maximize my dollar? And then how do you invest in yourself to make sure that you're taken care of? So that means health insurance, car insurance, your rent is paid, your family is taken care of, but you're also thriving. Like you had a little bit of dollars left over in the bank at the end of the month. With that being said, we're going to have Mr. Ross come speak to us about some financial management.
How's everyone doing? Good. I hope you can give me a thumbs up. A little background on me. I'm a managing partner at an investment firm called Merit Point Wealth Advisors. We primarily manage money and investments for individuals and families. I knew wealth management and investment management would be a good place to both work with people and help them plan for retirement, plan for their kids to go to college, plan for their goals, and also would provide a really good career opportunity where I could, grow personally and reach some of my own goals. Can someone tell me a few reasons why it may be good or useful to open a bank account, a checking account?
Yeah, because you can make interest from it.
So that is one good reason, is if your money's sitting in cash, not in a bank, it's not earning anything. So there are some questions you should ask before opening an account, like what kind of initial deposit do you require to get started? Is there a monthly or an annual fee on my account? Especially on credit cards, the interest rate can be really, really high, right? 16 to 25%, right? So if I spend $100 and I'm getting charged 16 to 25% interest, right? That's going to add up really, really quickly, and it's going to become expensive for me to pay that off in the future. Maybe you only pay for gas for your, for your car with it. Maybe you only buy lunch with it. That's the only thing you use it for, is buying lunch. right? Something that you know you're comfortable, you're going to be able to pay off every single month. And then what you do is you look back each month and you see how much did I spend on that card. It's a great exercise for budgeting. And also it's going to help you start to build your credit. Right? Before thinking about investing or Bitcoin or GameStop or any of the stuff that's been in the news lately, you should definitely be focused on trying to build up a little bit of cash reserve in that checking and savings account. It'd be a good idea once you've got what I call your emergency cushion to then say, okay, where do I want to be in the future and how do I plan for that? And one of the most powerful things in investing, which you guys all have, is time, right? Time is one of the most powerful tools in investing. The longer I have, the more time I have to earn money, right?
How long does an investment last?
Both bonds and stocks and other types of investments, if they have a term to them or not, often you can sell them, right? If I buy Apple stock for $100 a share, it goes up to 200, I can hold it, or I can decide, hey, I've made a lot of money here. I'm going to sell it and take my 200 out and move on to something else. So it depends. Sometimes you have the control to set the term. Sometimes it's set for you. Trying to just understand the markets is the first thing you want to do is, what is the S&P 500, right? Which is just a big bucket of the 500 biggest companies in the US. Which are the biggest companies? Which ones have done the best over the next few years? What do you think? A question I ask myself all the time is, what's the world going to look like in 12 months? What's the world going to look like in 24 months? And what's it going to look like in 10 years, right? And what types of things do I think are going to be important in 12 months and in 2 years and in 10 years, right? Is it, oil and energy? Is it gaming? Is it technology? Is it pharmaceuticals, right? And then from there, okay, yeah, I like certain things of this. Now, which companies that do those things do I think look promising for the future? But stock picking, it can be great and fun and all that. But for most investors, the smart way to invest is to invest in what are called index funds or other vehicles called mutual funds or ETFs, where instead of buying one company and taking the risk that that company is going to do really well or really poorly, I'm spreading my investment, and it could be small, it could be $100 investment, but through a fund, an index fund or a mutual fund or what's called an ETF, I get access to hundreds of different companies with my small amount of money. And that's much lower risk, but still pretty high reward.
What's your win to loss ratio?
Loss ratio on stocks. It's tough to say. I don't really measure in that way. We primarily invest through funds, like I'm talking about. We allocate money to different managers that do different things. One might manage a technology fund, or one might manage an international fund, and we take clients' money and we give it to these different managers and let them pick the individual companies. If there are no more questions, I know you guys asked a lot. I appreciate it. This was so much fun. So thank you. I really enjoyed talking with you all, and I hope this was useful. And I hope it was almost as fun as the game you played before I came on.